Guys, welcome back to Reinventing Myself. I'm Bimla Rane, a learning and development consultant. So we are into the journey of creating our personal brand. Personal brand is nothing but a promise of the value we will be able to give it to ourselves, to our family, and to the society. So personal branding has three elements. As we all know, it is liking ourselves, trusting ourselves, and knowing ourselves. So we're doing various activities to increase our self-awareness. So the first step for personal branding is about knowing ourselves. So we are into a lot of self-reflection. We are asking a lot of questions to ourselves. We are already journaling, using all the tools to journal and find out who we are and what are our core values. So in today's video, we are going to look into what are the goals we can set for 2020. So in the previous video, we did a reflection of the one decade, that is 2010 to 2020. And now we are going to set our new goals. We are going to recollect our past years unfinished goals, and then we have to start setting new goals as well. So when it comes to goal setting, we need to have a little bit of clarity of our lifestyle. So there are various lifestyles. Lifestyle means full of choices. As we grow as an adult, everything we do in a day, starting from the time we wake up till we go to bed, everything we do is full of choices. We make our choice, and the result is based on the choice we make. So there are different types of choices. Just for an understanding, I have divided the choices as 4 different styles. Number 1 is a failure choice. A failure choice is nothing but the habits we have. So failure habits are like harmful to ourselves, harmful to our family, harmful for the society. When we make a choice of a habit which is very harmful to ourselves, then we call it as a failure lifestyle, failure choice or failure habit. The second one is struggler habit or struggler choices, where we try to do something and then we are unable to do. It is like struggling for the 3 basic needs. So we think it's a fate and we need not work on it. So some of our habits are like that. We don't feel like, let's say that we keep an alarm for 5 o'clock and we wake up at 10 o'clock, and every day we do the same mistake. Then our habits are like struggling. We get up, we finish all the work, but we don't get satisfied because we hurried up everything and it is not up to the standards. It is like struggling, literally struggling to complete our daily task. So a struggler's choice is a choice where we can meet the ends, but we are not happy with the way we deliver the task. The third type of habit, lifestyle, is a survivor lifestyle, where we work for we work for our salaries. Like we just get up, we go to some school, we go to some college, we get some degree, we learn some skills, and we trade our skills to get a salary. So those are called survival habits. So it's again we don't have a clarity of our dream. We just work for somebody else's dream, and we behave like a hardcore survivor. The next set of habits are called successful habits, where these people are also very clear with their dreams, very clear with their habits. They want either money or power, but they will compromise on their values. So these people have the habits of earning a lot of money at the cost of their own values. So again, successful habits are not very interesting because they compromise on their values. The last one is the most important one, and that is the one we all have to look into and start aiming at. That is significant lifestyle choices, where the significant person will have a clarity of their dream. That is the dream to impact people's life, a dream to make the world a better place to live, and their only motivation is their values. So we all have to ensure that in 2020 we should set all the goals towards becoming a significant person. So I think now we will have a clarity that most of us will fall under the category of a survivor mode, because we were not encouraged to have much dreams, or we were in a lifestyle where we were just asked to go to school and college, get a degree and get a job. So most of us will be in the job mode, where we didn't have a choice to think about our dreams and work towards our passion. So that's not an excuse. We can start at any time, whatever age we might be. We might be a school, college student, or a parent or a teacher or an employee. Wherever we are, we can start having significant goals right now along with the survival mode. We cannot straight away jump into a significant mode. We have to live the survivor mode, but we can aim to become a significant person. So 2020 is a brilliant year, and we can start thinking about how to impact others' lives. So personal branding is not about you. Personal branding is you putting a stamp on the value you will give it to others. So that is personal branding. And personal branding is about what people will think about you. What will people talk about you in your absence is another definition for personal branding. What do you want people to think about you? For example, when we think about Mahatma Gandhi, we think about non-violence. So Mahatma Gandhi never said about non-violence, but when we think about him, non-violence is what we can relate with Mahatma Gandhi. So that is a life he has led. If you think about Abdul Kalam, what comes to our mind is children, students, trees, planting of trees, rocket, science, president, simplicity. So when we think about Abdul Kalam, what comes to our mind? So same way, ask one question. When people think about you, what do you want them to think about you? Simple. Personal branding is nothing about. When they think about you, what do you want them to think about you is all about personal branding. So what is the experience you want to give to people when they come to you, whether in the family or in the society or the place where you work for, or in the school or the college? When people come and talk to you, when people come and be with you, what is the experience you want to give them is personal branding. So let us start asking some questions. Again, one of my favorite tools are questions, and journaling is another important habit I have. I have a long-sized rolled notebook where I have 6 different types of notebooks, where I journal all my under various titles, which I'm going to share very soon. So in this video, I'm going to ask you to journal about few questions which will prepare us for 2020. So question number 1 is, where do you want to see yourself in the next 1 year? So by the end of today's December, December 31st. So by next year, 31st of December 2020, where do you want to see yourself? What is the number goal you want to achieve in 2020? If you're interested in money, if you're interested in sales, or whatever it is, if you can relate your life with some numbers, or whichever areas where numbers will be relevant in your life, what is the number goal you want to achieve in 2020? Choose one word that sums up your main theme for the next year. This is one of my favorite activity. Every year, keep a theme of the year. I have the habit of creating a PowerPoint and writing the theme of the year and writing down what all can be done so that we can align to the theme of the year. Last year, 2019 was a year of action, and the whole year was full of very nice, interesting action for me. So like that, what will be the theme for you for 2020? Set a theme. And after writing the theme, you have to align all your actions and emotions towards that theme. What will be the theme of the year? What is your New Year's resolution or goal? Which I personally, I don't like keeping New Year resolution, but it's always nice to focus on one thing in a year. For example, 1 year, 2018 for me was a meditation year. 2019 was a fitness year, and 2020 2020 I already have one theme for the year. So instead of focusing on many things, we can have one theme for the entire year and focus on that. So what will be the one goal you will focus on? So you can write many goals, and then you can choose one from that. However, our life is like a wheel. We'll have many areas of our life. So you can draw a circle and divide your life into different areas. So number 1 will be your physical health, number 2 will be your mental health, number 3 will be your career, number 4 will be your relationship, number 5 will be your finance. So number 6 and 7, I leave it to you. Whichever area is important in your life, you can have it. So divide your life into various areas and find out what you want to achieve in all these areas, and how will you align all these with one key goal. So all the actions should be aligned. Your emotions should be aligned. You should not waste on your emotions, and also you have to invest your emotions also into it. So when you align with the theme, it's very easy to quickly come back on track. So it is not that you will never lose track. You will lose track. However, when you have a theme, and when you are always thinking about it by writing your journal and asking relevant questions, then if you lose track, it's easy to come back and align yourself with the theme of the year. The next question will be, what are your top three priorities for 2020? And write a personal mantra or affirmation for the year. So I recently came across a very nice, interesting affirmation, and I will quote that in the description column. You can choose your own mantra, you can choose your own affirmation for the year, and you have to write it and put it in a place in your house where you can regularly see it, so that you remember the mantra and you're not out of track or away from that mantra. You have to make a promise that you will stick on to your mantra. That is the personal grit we should have. Whatever happens, whatever drama happens, both in your personal and professional life, we have to ensure that we have to stick on to that mantra. What does your perfect day look like? So this is another interesting activity. So we have to just close our eyes and think about what will be my ideal day. From the time I wake up till I go to bed, what should have happened which tell me my ideal day? And then what are the beneficial daily habits we can start in 2020? One new habit, just one new habit. And one of the best practices will be a 5-minute habit. So if you want to exercise, do it for 5 minutes. If you want to meditate, do it for 5 minutes. If you want to write a journal, do it for 5 minutes. If you want to read a new book, read it for 5 minutes. Everything, you just keep it for 5 minutes, and it is so interesting that we will not miss it. And within a 45 minutes of a morning time, you could have finished your meditation, you could have finished your exercise, you could have finished your reading a book, you could have finished your journaling. So just keep 5 minutes, either in the morning or in the evening. If you have 5 minutes both in the morning and the evening, even more it is better, because evenings we can use it for recap, and morning we can use to set the intention for the day. How will you take action towards your goal? So what are the promises you made, and how will you assure you that you will stick on to your promises? That has to go into your journal. What are the ifs and buts that you're going to miss out on your promises? What are your hot buttons? What are the deviations? What are the distractions you will have that you will go against your goal? And who do you want to become in 2020? Like who is your ideal role model, or what is that one goal you really, really want to achieve, and who would you, by December 31st of 2020, what will make you feel so proud and so gratified, and you will be thankful for? So answer all these questions and see whether you are able to write the answers, and that will give you a lot of clarity of where you want to be in the next 1 year. So we can set a decade goal, the 2020 to 2030. So we can have a long-term goal, but we can have a short-term goal for 1 year, and then that can be again divided into 6 main or 7 main areas of our life, and then write where you want to be in 1 year down the line in all these areas. So this is called wheel of life. We have to ensure that all the areas of our life are balanced. If one area we focus more and the rest of the areas we neglect, then we are going to lose track, because each area of our life is very complementary. So thanks for watching. I'll come back again in another video, and we are going to meet again in the new year. So see you again. Keep reinventing yourself and focus on finding out how is your 2020, how are you going to welcome your 2020, and make sure that you have a very strong personal brand. So keep writing your journal and ensure that you detail it, because your description will give you more self-awareness. When we get more self-awareness, we will start knowing ourselves more, and when we stick on to our promises, then we will start liking ourselves. And when we start liking ourselves and habits, when we change our habits, and when we can see our own improvement, we will start trusting ourselves. So we will know ourselves, like ourselves, and trust ourselves. Then our strong personal brand is in place. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Also ensure that you click on the bell button so that you don't miss out on any videos. Thanks once again.